Going on, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Let me move y'all away from my basketball game. It's your big brother K-Rino, man. We here on Friday night. And I'm here kind of early. I'm here kind of early for a reason because after I do this live stream, and I'll announce this again once a few people creep in the door, but after I do this live stream, I'm going to do one on the podcast channel, kind of like a test run on Underground Dialogue podcast channel. I'm going to go live on there as well for a few minutes, not for long at all, but just kind of get a feel of the community, the kind of community we got working. It may be a lot of the same people that's from over here, but it won't be long. But y'all might be wondering about the title, and I'll get into it. I'll break it down to y'all to make y'all understand where I'm going, because it's really that title was born out of frustration. Frustration of how I see us move every day, and about the things that seem to be exciting to us, the things that seem to perk our eyes up and get our energy motivated. In 99% of the cases, man, it's just not the right things that we get hyped up over. So what I'm gonna ask y'all to do is hit the like button as you come in. As soon as y'all come in, I gotta try to recondition y'all. Hit that like button as soon as you come in. Leo, what's up, Leo? Good to see you, my brother. Leo, we not big soccer fans over here in the States like that. I'm not gonna say it, but it's a lot of soccer fans in the States. Let me say that. A lot of soccer fans in the States. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. I'm more basketball, what we call football. We know soccer is the original football, and some baseball. But it's always good to see you, man. I love you, Leo. Looking forward to coming out that way again, man. My boy Leo from Australia. But hit the like button, y'all. Hit it if y'all haven't hit it yet. And that title that I have up here, man, basically say, why the hell do you care? And so y'all may say, where that's coming from? What you mean? Why is he asking that question? What is it even talking about? If you watch all of the stuff that gets talked about on social media, all the things that gets talked about on a daily basis, is always centered around some mess. Always centered around something messy, something controversial, and something, for the most part, that's going to be really, really insignificant to the big picture as us as a whole and us as a people. So what gets us off is hearing about this person is snitching, this rapper snitching, he getting ready to snitch on his homeboys, and wow, what's gonna happen? Those are the type of things that seem to get our blood boiling, and we are so motivated to click on and watch that type of stuff, and we're so motivated to talk about it, not just on social media, but even when we leave and go hang out in the neighborhood, go hang out at the gym, go to work, school. These are the things that seem to motivate us. Other people's lives who we don't even know. Other people's lives who they definitely don't know you. And you think you know them because they're celebrities and that you see them on TV all the time. You hear them on the radio all the time. You see, you're part of their social media network. They may have 1 million, 2 million followers on social media platforms. So you think that you know them. You think, but you really don't know them. Some of them are just personalities. They are constructed, self-crafted characters that they have come up with in order to make money, in order to become famous, in order to push their platforms. That's who they are. That's who they present themselves to be, but the character is not who they really are. So you see people that always seem to have an opinion on everybody else, always seem to have uh, uh, a definitive word that is presented in such a way that this word is law. They lead you to believe. That's right, Marty. They influencers. And I don't think that they could have came up with a better word than influencers as it relates to that. Now, here's the tricky part. Nothing wrong with being an influencer if that which you are influencing the people into is something that's beneficial to them. You hear people talk about their life all the time, and you hear people say, like, it might be an athlete or a famous rapper or whoever, and they'll say, man, you know, one of my biggest influences was blah, 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 this person, this person. They're speaking from a positive point of view. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's cool. But when the influencer is influencing us in a negative way and is leading our thoughts and our mind to always seem to be focused on worthless information, worthless material, then that's when the influence is going in the wrong direction. Because I don't think that we really factor in how many hours a day, a week, a month, a year that we spend on social media. I think if we really, really, really just calculated how much time a day we spend on social media, and then you add that up and factor that in terms of a whole month or a whole year, it might scare the hell out of you. You might scare the hell out of yourself. Because unconsciously, we're on social media pretty much all day. So if you are on social media for 6, 7, 8, 9 hours a day, and even if you're not on that just hours straight, you dipping in and out. Let me check my Instagram, let me check my Facebook, let me check my this, check that, let me go on YouTube, let me see this, let me see that. That time adds up. So if you are using that time pretty much on nonsense, bro, you don't get but one life. You don't get but one life. And you've wasted so much time watching and seeing what this person is going to do, who this person is beefing with, who about to go to jail, how did he get out so fast, why is she dating him now? All of these things that we put emphasis on leads me to the question, why the hell do you care? Why do you care? Why do we care? Why does it excite us so much to see other people do foolishness? I personally, I got my own foolishness that I got to manage. I got my own life I got to try to get together. Got my own crap going on in my head, and I'm messed up in the head. I got to get myself together. So what is it about other people? And I think that in some people's life, it serves as an escape. We may realize that our life is just not where it needs to be. We got some issues, we got some things going on. So we use other people's lives as an escape from our own reality. But that participation in that false reality is equivalent to an individual who takes drugs in order to so-called escape from his problems. It's the same equivalent. We just using social media as the drug. But as is the case with a drug, with social media, when you go and indulge in the nonsense area of it, when you come back down off the social media high, just like a real drug, your problem is still there. The problem is that we spend more time messing around in the mud than we do working on self and working on our own problems. If we gave those same hours that we give on the nonsense, if we give those hours and transfer those over to self-improvement, man, we'll be better in a month. Some of us will be better overnight because we've developed an addiction to social media, because many of us have an addiction to mess and controversy. And a lot of us would not admit it, but a lot of people get enjoyment out of seeing other people suffer. A lot of us get enjoyment out of seeing other people go through trials and tribulations. We follow it like a soap opera. And we sit around in a self-righteous mindset, actually talking about them like, see, that's what he get. That's what she get. See, what they should have did, what she should have did was this and that, and da 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 da. Meanwhile, your life is a wreck. So who are you? Who am I to just quickly start dictating to people how they should have did this, why they should have did this, da 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 da. We easily forget that you messed up too. I'm messed up too. We easily forget that. So when I say, why the hell do you care about what the celebrities are doing, who's fighting, who's snitching, it's not to say that we are dismissive of another human being's problems, like F your problems. No. It's to say that the approach that we take, the approach that we use, is not coming from a place of concern all the time. It's coming from a place of nosiness and just nosy curiosity, to just want to know what the mess is, what the gossip is. But we got work to do. So we are easily distracted by the lives of other people. We do it outside of social media. We want to know about what's going on with somebody else. We want to know, what she do? Why do you care? Use your time to get yourself together. Your family is messed up. The brothers and the sisters don't like each other in the family. The mama and the daddy is tripping. Mama on drugs. Your sister running the streets. Your brother selling dope. Your other brother in jail. You can't control your son. Your daughter's buck wild. We ain't got no time to be sitting around worried about all that other stuff, man. That goes for everybody. And then the first thing we'll say is, man, that's why I don't understand why we can't have nothing, why we can't build nothing. Because we're wasting time worrying about something that means nothing. You can't build nothing if all you think about are things that don't mean nothing, that have no value. Love to Lone Star State 210, San Antonio. Salute, appreciate the donation and love. My brother Big Ock, I appreciate you as well. Everybody's a chatty patty nowadays. They know more about gossip, but will not know nothing about their history. Because that type of stuff is boring. See? And it's not. That's the mindset. See, that's why I asked the question earlier. What is it in us? And y'all can answer the question if you know the answer or you think you know the answer. What is it inside of us, in our minds, that controversy and mess, what is it that makes those things excite us? Why do we get excited behind that? Why will we click on the video? The thumbnail is two dudes squared up about to fight. They on the thumbnail just squared up. We click it. Why do we click the video where the thumbnail is dude got his hand behind his back and the police is walking him to the police car? Why we click that? What make us want to see that? But you don't want to see nothing like you said, the history of the black man. No, that. Too boring. Too boring. I need to know about such home. I need to know such cheating on his wife. I need to know about that. Title. Whoop-de-whoop. Caught in bed with best friend's husband. Oh, I gotta click that. Why the hell do you care? I don't want. Now, I look. I ain't talking like I don't do it. You right. I click it too. That's why I'm always speaking as we and us. You'll never see your big brother around here doing y'all like that. Pat Warren says conditioning. And it is. It's a gradual process of conditioning that has been slowly imposed. We just give them a little bit, give them a little bit, give them a little bit, get them addicted. And now all they want, here's a piece of chocolate, here's a piece of bubble gum, here's a snow cone, here's a lollipop, here's a honey bun. And before you know it, all I want, I just want sugar, 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 sugar. That's all I want is some sugar. Then one day somebody come along and say, hey man, I want some nice cauliflower. Wait a minute, I don't want that. You ever let's be honest. Can we be honest tonight, y'all? Let's be honest. Shout out to the Real Hungry Joe. I appreciate the donation. Say, here's a honey bun. You ever started reading something, valuable information, some knowledge, something that's beneficial to you, and you start reading and you start getting sleepy, you start dozing off while you're reading. You're reading a book and then you start dozing off. How many of us have ever did that? I'll be the first hand up. The question is, hold on, let me ask the second part of the question. Because I dozed off reading a few times, reading something that I knew I needed to be reading, and dozed off. And had to catch myself, right? But then if something else is online, that's some BS, but it's sitting around some controversy or some mess, some garbage, and it's an article. Oh, I'm wide awake. I'm okay. Wow, that was crazy. Why is that? Why didn't that make me go to sleep? Why didn't that make us go to sleep? See, we've been conditioned to believe that what's good for us, it's not worth it. We are wired up. Our wires are crossed. It's boring. And it's really not boring, but that's the mindset we're in right now. We got to fall back in love with good knowledge, with wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and valuable information. We got to fall back in love with that. And we got to fall out of love with the stupidity. See? Same with clicking on the video. You click on a video, it's a documentary. It's a minute. You know what? I'm gonna watch this documentary. Let me see what they're talking about. 3 minutes in, by the time you pop up, 28 minutes unpaid. You done slept like, man. But something else is on. Click it. And you, wow, this is crazy. Man. Wires crossed up. Why do we care about the stupid stuff more than the valuable, life-saving, life-changing information? We got to rewire ourselves, man. Refocus. Understand the big picture and fall away from the illusion, the social media illusion, the celebrity life illusion. Gotta fall out of that mindset. We preoccupied with everything negative. Our ears perk up when it's time for the negative stuff to pop off. And we're not messy at heart. That's not how we built. We're not built for that. We've just been conditioned, trained, and drugged up into that to where it's fun. You let somebody walk up on you talking about, hey man, you heard about such stuff? You heard what happened? You be like, what? Instead of saying, well, you know what? I ain't talking about somebody died or something. I'm saying just a mess. We don't fix our minds and say, well, hold on, man. If you finna tell me something messy, I don't even want to hear it, bro. No, man, I'm telling you, you want to hear this? No, I don't. No, I don't. Man, bro, I don't want to hear it, man. Because you too happy about somebody else going through a bad part in their life. You too happy. The person who's telling the news, they always be excited about it. You think they about to tell you somebody inherited $80 million how happy they are, but they about to tell you something bad happened. Man, such, but they about to get that boy 80 years. Why are you happy about that? Why the hell do you care? Some people get so excited to be the first person to spread the news. I'm the first one knew about it. I'm the one that told everybody. Y'all wouldn't even knew about that if it wasn't for me. You bragging on that? You bragging on being the first one to be messy. Wasted time. We should not care, man. When you look at the condition that we in, that's all we should really be focused on. It's not to say that you're not going to check. That's just unrealistic to say that you're not going to partake and listen and check out. It's unrealistic. But everything is about ratio. Your whole life, when people talk about balance, that's all I mean when I say the ratio. I'm speaking about what is the balance. Is your ratio, is your intake, is your information intake ratio? Let's make up a term. Your IIR, your information intake ratio. What is it? Is it 10% good information, 90% negativity? Is it 60-40, 70-30? What is it? 50-50? If you realize, if you monitor yourself throughout the day, which is what we all should start doing, you should just take time tomorrow. Don't try to intentionally correct it that second. Go through your normal process and then be honest and say, man, you know what? Man, I do be into some weird stuff, man, too much. Like, golly, man, 80% of the time, I'm taking in some garbage. It's like food. It's like the food that you take into your body. What is the ratio in terms of good, nutritional, healthy food compared to junk food and food that's not good for you? What is your ratio? You only drink water once every 2 weeks, but you drink alcohol every day? You eat pig and bacon and pork chops and chitlins and ham, and you eat all that with every meal. And every blue moon, you might eat some vegetables, eat some spinach every now and then. Your ratio is jacked up. It's out of whack. And when the ratio is off, when the ratio is leaning into the negative, then eventually it's like a sinking ship. It's like a ship that's taking on water. The ship is upright, but as the water starts to overtake the ship starts to what they call list. List. It leans, it lists. So now, okay, the ship's still hanging, but this part is taking on water. And the water's in. Now the ship is in. Now it's doing this. So the ratio is changing more and more. That's your life. That's our life. So you got to be honest with yourself to say, man, what is my ratio? How much good do I take in on a regular basis? How much bad? In all phases of life. Because at some point, the water will be too much and it's going to pull you down. You the ship. unless you catch yourself and force yourself to have discipline to say, oh, I got to shut it down. Me and my mom was having a conversation. It was last night. We was talking about something that fits this conversation. You know how you have, now you go to the store, and if you like junk food like me, you like sweets like me, you might go to the store and you may buy a pack of Oreos. And in those Oreos, you got 3 rows of Oreos. So you got, is it 3 rows or 4 rows? Let's just say it's 3. Pack of Oreos about that big, that wide. 3 long rows of cookies. When you get, thank you, LW, appreciate that. Another cookie head like me, I see. When you get that pack of cookies, man, you have to make a decision. You have to be a disciplined individual to make sure that you say, I'm only gonna get 5 of these cookies, and that's all I'm gonna eat tonight is 5 Oreo cookies. That's it. But what happens? You get your 5, you start off with your 5, and then something in you say, man, that's 5. I'm cooking with night. That 5 ain't gonna get it. I'm gonna get about 3 more. You go get 3 more. Now you at 8. Ooh, man. Then you look at it. You get 2 more. 2 more cookies. Now you get 10. Then when you get to that point, instead of cutting it off, you done already exceeded the limit. Now you start to rationalize. You're like, well, you know what? That's 1. It ain't but 3 left in this row now. I might as well go on and clean the row off. Start fresh tomorrow. You start rationalizing. And you lose all of your discipline. So we have to force ourselves into a mind of discipline, a mind of self-discipline. Because if somebody just walked up to you and said, hey man, okay, here you get 5 cookies. Have a nice day. That's all you would have. That's the difference between being in the free world and being locked up in the pen. They're going to tell you, this is what you're eating tonight. This is how much of it that you get. Get on. Get on. But when we got that free will, see, the will has to be harnessed. It has to be checked. And the only one who can check your will is you. So you got to be the one to make sure I don't sit up and eat a whole family package of Oreo cookies in one night by myself. See? You got to be the one to say, I got a 12-pack of Coca-Cola. I'm not going to drink 8 of them tonight. We got to do that. Yeah, I know I could eat 3 hamburgers, but I'm just going to make 1. It's the ratio. Because in the long run, maybe in the short run, if you eat all them Oreos, those Oreos are going to visit you again at some point. So that's the key with the negative intake, with the intake of negative information all the time. It's going to revisit you because now it becomes a part of you. You are what you eat. But it's not just talking about actual food. You are what you eat. You are what you take into your mind, what you allow your brain, the brain food, what you feed your brain, you become that. The same way with physical food. So it will revisit you because now you start to lean, you start to list like the ship. You start to lean more towards negativity on a daily basis than you do towards positivity because you're not getting a lot of positivity. You're becoming the negativity. That's all you take in. You care about it. You can't wait to get back to it. We wake up in the morning. I don't wake up in the morning. I'm not a morning person. But whenever you wake up, you can't wait to jump on social media to see what's popping, see what's going on. Then some of us will say, oh, man, I got my business, man. I'm trying to get my business going and da, 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 da. But you're wasting more time worrying about the other stuff on social media than you are getting your business going. Then you wonder why your business ain't popping. You wasting hours. Rosedale Bowman, I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate that, Rosedale. I'm going to try my best to keep it up, inshallah. M. Muhammad, How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Mental food. What are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your body? And if it's a bad combination of mental food and physical food, you ain't got a chance. Because the things we put into our body, they affect how we think. And the things that we think affect how we digest the food. So the physical and the mental are connected. So I can't tell nobody to stop watching fight videos. I know I'll watch them. I can't tell nobody to stop listening to the interviews where they talking crazy. I'll watch it. But you have to have the moderation. You have to know it's like watching a movie. You go watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You have to have the understanding enough to know this is just a movie. I cannot be influenced to go out and buy me a chainsaw and start. You have to know how to remove yourself from that type of mindset. So people will mention fasting. Fasting is something that's talked about in the book that M. Muhammad is talking about, How to Eat to Live by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Talks about fasting. Fasting, he said, it wards off evil. When you ain't eating, you ain't really in the mood to do a lot of stuff. So it protects you because it's like, you know, when you full and you ate, you got your energy, you got some nutrition, you might go get into some stuff. But when you hungry, you ain't really trying to move like that. You like, man, I'm focused, I'm locked in. I'm hungry. I'm praying. I'm fasting. And it gives your body an opportunity to rid itself of toxins that we've been putting in our body all through the week, all through the month, however long back. It gives our body a chance to finally say, okay, cool. He's not sending more and more and more down into us. Now I can actually take time. We can work and flush some of this stuff out and regenerate. So why not have that same approach as it relates to social media. Why can't we fast from social media sometime? Why can't we go on a social media fast? Let's go 3 days without getting on social media. How many of us could do that? I don't think many people could pull it off. It would be very hard, myself included. Some people run their businesses on social media. So I ain't really talking about that. You got to be on that to make your money. Okay, cool. But I'm talking about the dark side of social media. That part of social media that we know. I'm wasting time. Man. This is not good. I've been on a YouTube journey for 3 hours, man. I ain't got nothing done. How many of us could do that? Chavo 7. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the donation, Chavo. Because we have to refocus, man. Too much going on. Time's too critical. We got to refocus on the things that will be beneficial to us in the long run, in the big picture. Hit the like button for me, y'all. Hit that like button for me, y'all. If you haven't already, man. We might could get to 100 likes tonight. It's possible. I don't know. If some of y'all are in here, let me show them, M. Muhammad. Let me show them. This is the book. I never, ever like to pass up an opportunity to promote any of the books by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This is the book he's talking about. It's How to Eat to Live is book 1 and it's book 2. So this book will give you the game, as we say. But we have to recondition ourselves to not get excited when you hear about somebody got shot. Not get excited when you hear about somebody got a divorce. Somebody got somebody baby mama pregnant. Somebody had a fight. We should be disappointed in anything that hurts us as a people, that negatively affects us, because them kind of vibrations don't even sit well with us. We think that it's exciting us. We getting hyped up. You think it might be activating some kind of dopamine in your brain, but in reality, it's bringing you down. It's bringing you down. Just like I told you, it's just like the drug. You think you're getting high, but the crash is coming. When you come down, man. Let me see what y'all talking about, man. See what y'all on here talking about. Hit the like button if y'all can. We closing in on 100 likes. We might make it. You got to believe. If you're in here and you haven't hit the like button, do so right now. This is what I also want y'all to do real quick. Quick commercial break. Shameless plug. My podcast is the Underground Dialogue Podcast. I'm going to promote that podcast till the wheels fall off. The Underground Dialogue Podcast is up and running right here on YouTube. I need y'all to go subscribe to that channel. And I know sometimes y'all are like, well, man, I'm gonna go look out for my boy K-Rino, man. I'm gonna look out for him and I'm gonna subscribe to the channel. But unfortunately, I don't want you to just stop at subscribing to the channel. I want y'all to actually watch the content. And actually, to be honest with you, it lines up with what we're talking about right now. Because it's not about, I'm not pushing no gossip. I'm not pushing any negativity. We're doing our best to promote what we believe to be truth and we believe to be good information for our people and for the people. So don't just stop at subscribing. Watch the interviews, watch the content. We want to build the channel up. I appreciate everybody who subbed. So if y'all subbed and went, come on back. Go watch we just did a great interview with ESG, H-Town legend ESG. If you live in another state, you might not know who he is, or you might know. But it's one of the best interviews I've ever conducted. So I want y'all to watch the content. I'm actually going to do a quick live stream on that channel when I'm in this one, which will be in a few minutes. But I want y'all to be consistent, steady, regular watchers and supporters of the podcast. I apologize if I'm not on there cussing. I apologize if I'm not on there talking about people's children and babies and starting mess and threatening people. I apologize if I'm not doing that. If I'm not on there calling people baby mama hoes and stuff, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. That's not what my podcast is. I just, that ain't what I'm gonna do with my. If that's what excites you, then maybe you shouldn't rock with me. I can't do that. But if you want some information, man, if you want to hear about the topic, you want to hear my take on the topics that a lot of people talk about, because I don't act like I'm talking about something that ain't nobody else talking about. I ain't dropping no bomb revelations on nobody, but I give my take on it without any spin. So be sure to not just subscribe, but to actually watch. Can you dig it? Let me see. See what y'all talking about, man. We got to stop being excited about ridiculous stuff, man. We should share the content as we sitting here taking in what is pretty much the most honest hum. I appreciate the love, Ralph. A New Wrinkle on the Brain podcast. I never saw you before, A New Wrinkle on the Brain, but I appreciate you coming through. And if you got a podcast, then we need to go support. We need to go subscribe and support your podcast as well. And let me say this. Well, let me say this first. Support and subscribe to the podcast, mine and whoever else's, if you like the content. I don't want you to just support because, hey man, okay man, that's my boy. Nah, if you ain't feeling it, then that's understandable. Let me make sure I say that. Go to NOI.org. I think you can get How to Eat to Live from NOI.org. I think. Don't get any of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's books from entities that are not NOI. Temple number 2. Don't get books from some side little offshoots. Get them from the actual source. Marie Thompson says, no evil movies for me. I have real life horror stories. Praise the Lord. I am free from demons. I now work for Jesus. Everybody got to move how they move. I can watch a scary movie. It don't bother me one bit. I'll be laughing at. Scary movies don't scare me. Horror movies are like comedies to me. See if we can get 9 more likes, man. 9 more likes, y'all. Can we do it? My boy Animanarchy up in this thing. DJ Big Red 210 up in here. Phantom Face Final up in here. Yeah. Drop your locations, man. Y'all drop y'all locations. I told y'all we're gonna hold you long. Codeine. There's a person here that's possessed. Y'all don't know about that. Drop your locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. San Antonio up in this thing. Columbus, Ohio, Hawaii, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Finland, Flint, Michigan. I see you, Brian. My brother. Brian, Texas up in this thing. Dallas, Texas, Wisconsin, 4th Ward. South Bronx, the South Bronx. Many people tell me this style is terrific. Gary, Indiana, twice up in this thing, man. Miles, Detroit to Indiana, very soon to be in Texas. Cincinnati, Ohio, Brother D. Nell. San Antonio, yeah, Point Blank will be in San Antonio tomorrow. My brother, South Park Coalition, he will be in the building tomorrow. I don't have the address, but y'all find it, man. Go on Point Blank on Facebook and Instagram and find out where the OG will be at, and y'all pull up on my brother. Make sure y'all come through. Ran out there in Beham, Bessemer, I almost said UGK, the UK. I see you, Junior Hussein. South Park, Queen G, South Park. So we got hometown, not just the hometown, my neighborhood. Man, feels good when you see somebody from your hood. 4 more likes will get us to 100, though. If you're just coming in and you haven't hit that like button, go ahead on and hit that like button. Paland, Texas in the building. Dollar bill, y'all. Up in this thing. Fairbanks. Where we at? Ontario, Windsor, Ontario. Hey, I'm coming to Canada, y'all. It's official. Your big brother will be in Canada early February. I think February the 2nd, I'll be in Canada. We're going to set up a meet and greet. I'll be in Toronto, Canada. We're going to set up a meet and greet, y'all. So if anybody's in the area, I don't know how far Windsor, Ontario is. That might be like a whole nother state. I got to look at the map. But I will be in Toronto, Canada in February, early February. Mark Sweeney out there in ATX, Chavo in Smyrna, Georgia. Yeah, man, let's promote these books. Look, How to Eat to Live, OB Boss Dog also said, message to the black man. Any books by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, get those books. You can't lose. Can't lose. Okay, we done crossed that 100. I knew he could do it. MLK and Belfort. Ooh, man, come on, man. Look, tell y'all the story about MLK. You see how Queen G put MLK and Belfort? What school you went to, Queen G, if you don't mind? You know I said in the song, if you in South Park, you went to Sterling, Worthing, and Jones. Back in the days, I don't know how it is. Now you can go to any school. You can live in Third Ward and go to school in Pearland. Now they got it high. It's all over the place. But back in the days, if you lived in South Park, you went to Sterling, Jones, or Worthing. That was it. But I'm going to tell y'all a story about MLK and Belfort. See, MLK and Belfort, Martin Luther King Boulevard, and it's a street called Belfort that crosses Martin Luther King. And back in the days, it used to be a Walgreens on that corner. I'm not going to ask Queen how old she is. You don't want to ask a woman how old she is. But if she's old enough, she's been around that long enough, she remember when that Walgreens was on that corner right there. And that parking lot, that Walgreens parking lot, that used to be our battleground. That's where me and Gangsta Nip battled, and a lot of the great rappers from South Park used to meet up once a week, and we would have these rap battles. Right there on Belfort and MLK. See, I told you, you went to Sterling, Worthing, or Jones. If you live in South Park. It's a little different now, though. Will there be a K-Rino in Canada DVD? Maybe, because my purpose of going out there is not to perform, even though we're going to try to get a show popping out there. I'm actually going out there to shoot a video for a song that I'm in. But I can't go to any country and not perform. So we're gonna get a show popping somewhere out there. We're gonna do a meet and greet. You know, we're gonna try to put that together. That's the plan. That's what we plan. The Walgreens in front of the park and next to the liquor store, right? Yeah, it's funny, the Walgreens, the liquor store's still there. The Walgreens still there. Yeah, the Walgreens still there. I'm tripping. Yeah, the Walgreens still there. Mm-hmm. It used to be something else there before the Walgreens. That's why I'm drawing a blank. LW said, I can't respect men afraid to ask women their age. Man up. Some women don't like to be asked their age. So the respectful way to do that is to ask the woman, do you mind if I ask you how old you are? Then if she says, oh, no problem, then cool. But if she says no, then you leave that alone. But you don't run around just willy-nilly. How old are you? How old are you? Now, I don't know why. Maybe somebody can educate me why it's offensive to ask a woman how old she is. I've never known what the reasoning behind that is. I've never known why it's offensive to ask a woman how old she is. Okay, if there's a woman who disagrees with LW and can answer that, I'd like to know. Because if you get to know the woman, y'all, eventually you're gonna find out. You're not gonna be married to some woman for 18 years and never know how old she is. You don't know when her birthday is or nothing. It's like she's just living. It's not soft, it's just respect. It's just respectful, just being respectful. And see, that's the thing, like in a lot of society, things that are taken as from a respectful point of view, they're made to well, a man is soft. When you polite, when you a gentleman, a lot of women look at you, you soft. He's soft. I don't live punk that he's soft. Nah, it's being respectful. I don't need you to hold the door open for me. Just being respectful. See? If I grab you by your neck and oh, I love you. Oh, I love when you. I love you. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all got to make up y'all mind. So I'm gonna do a live. So I don't have a lot of women in my network to really cover them. I be wanting to cover them kind of topics. Y'all got to make up y'all mind, man. You want a good, nice man, or you see that thug stuff get old when he start. I don't like that. See, when they start thugging on you, then it ain't fun no more. Oh, he has a tattoo of a pistol right down his arm. I just love him. Oh. He acted like he was gonna hit me the other night, girl. I just melted. He just come on, man. Ain't nothing soft about a man being polite. Don't let that narrative be pushed on y'all, man. Because when it's time to be a man gonna be a man. See, you ain't gotta walk around with your sword that's out all the time. I just got my what? A warrior prays for peace. You keep your sword, keep my sword until it's time for me to use it. Okay? And I understand, women are different. Some women don't care. Some women tell you, especially when you have a woman who really looks good for her age. If you got a woman that's 47, but she could pass for like 29 or something like that, women like that, they love to tell you their age because they like the reaction that they get when she says, well, actually, I'm 47. And you go, what? Man, I would have never you look like you still in your 20s. See, they like that. So those type of women, they don't mind. They'll tell you their age in a heartbeat. Now, if they're 29 and you look 47, that's why you got to ask. Because you'll say the wrong thing. So I'm going to tell y'all a quick story before I go. See, this is why being polite and this is why this man right here, he said, think 5 times before you speak. And at times when you don't apply that, you get jammed up sometimes. You get caught up sometimes. Long time ago, 2 things that happened to me that I'll never forget. Real quick, when I didn't think before I spoke, I was playing in a basketball league. And one of the guys that I played in the league with, I didn't know him that good, but we was cool, but I didn't know him that good. So one day he brought his wife and his little baby to the basketball game. The baby was in a stroller. And the baby didn't have any hair. The baby looked like me as far as up top. The baby didn't have any hair and was wearing like some kind of like a little blue outfit on, something like that. So I'm playing with the baby. I'm teasing the baby in the stroller. I'm like, yeah, what's up, boy? Yeah, boy. I said boy like 8 times. Yeah, boy. So finally, I guess he couldn't take it and say, man, it's a girl. It's a little girl. I didn't think, because I made an assumption based on the fact that the baby didn't have any hair. The baby was wearing blue. Little bitty baby. You can't really always tell. Sometimes they'll distinguish the boy and the girl when they're that young because they'll put little pink colors on the girl. I've seen babies, little young babies that already had their ears pierced. So you kind of know. They'll tie the little ribbon, the little pink thing around them with the little bow, and okay, that's a little girl. I didn't know. And I assumed it was a boy. And I offended my homeboy. So I learned from that. But it didn't stop. Because one time I saw this sister, and y'all know where I'm going with this one once I say it. Her stomach was protruding. Stomach was out there. And y'all know what I asked her. Y'all know what I asked her. I said, when's your baby due? I ain't pregnant. Gotta think before you speak. Assume nothing. Even if your eyes are telling you that this is what it is, your eyes are telling you, assume nothing. Wait. Especially with the pregnancy thing. Because, if a sister may have a little stomach, and sometimes if it rounds out like that, you can make that mistake, man. I ain't never did that no more. I could look and see her water could break in front of me. I ain't gonna ask her, are you pregnant? No. That's why it's always good to just think and wait and be polite. Don't assume nothing. Don't assume that because this sister doesn't mind you asking a particular question. Don't assume that this sister is not gonna mind. She may get totally offended by you asking the same question you asked her the exact same way, because you don't know everybody's history, everybody's past. Something might trigger in that. You can't assume nothing. Just wait. Shut up. Gotta learn how to shut up. See, I was young. That's tough, man. And you feel bad. You feel bad about that, man. I'll drop my email in the chat real quick, man. Any inquiries about shows, features, new music, new projects, South Park Coalition project getting ready to drop real soon. It's already done. It's gonna be killer. Y'all reach out. Any inquiries about the Underground Dialogue podcast? And I forgot the email. I'm gonna do a live on the podcast in a minute, so I'll see y'all in a minute, man. I appreciate y'all. Number love. Shout out to the homie Big Ock. I remember I was clowning some girl in my mom's yearbook. Come to find out it was my aunt. Oh, wow. Yeah, man. Gotta be careful. Gotta wait. Wow. I see y'all in a minute, man. Y'all come over to the Underground Dialogue podcast real quick. We're going to be on some podcast business. If y'all want to swing over, I'm going to go live on there in a hot second. Peace.